All right, everybody. So I wanted to do a quick how-to video here. In my last video, I was running a dry dropper rig. Some people already know how to do a dry dropper. Some people who are just beginning fly fishing may not. There's different ways you can set it up. I'm just going to show you the way that works for me the best. It's the fastest and easiest way to rig one up that I've seen. So first of all, got my fly line here. Attached to it with a loop-to-loop connection, I have a furled leader. And if you've not tried a furled leader, I highly recommend it. They just fall really straight. There's no kinks in them. You don't have to worry about trying to straighten them out any at all. This one is from Appalachian Furled Leader Company. You can buy your own from them from AppalachianFurledLeaderCompany.com. I love them. I've used their leaders for a few years now. They're absolutely wonderful. So I've got my furled leader, and it goes down to a tippet ring. And attached to that tippet ring with a cinch knot, I have 6.5X tippet, monofilament tippet. And I don't always run tippet that light, but with it being summertime, the flows are really low, the water's really clear, the fish spook easy. So I like to go light on my tippet running down to my dry fly. So you'll run that 6.5X through the eye of your dry. Got some fibers here in the way on my fly. And I'll just tie this on with a regular clinch knot. Everybody should know how to tie a clinch knot. It is the first knot you should learn when it comes to fishing. It is the easiest knot. So you'll wet that, stick your tag in through, cinch it down. So there's your dry. Now I'm going to show you the fastest and easiest way that I've ever attached a dropper to my dry fly. And I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this because a lot of people have different ways that they like to attach their droppers to their dries. Some people say that you should only tie it to the eye of your dry fly. I don't like doing that because it weighs down the front end of your dry fly and it causes it to sink a lot more, especially if you're using a heavier dropper. Other people say that you should do it competition style and do a triple surgeon's knot, and then you'll have your dry fly attached to a tag end, and that's fine, it works great, but it usually results in a lot of tangles for me while I'm false casting. So what I like to do, and I actually saw this on another YouTube channel, I don't remember the guy or the channel's name, but whoever you are, thank you, because I use this all the time and I love it. It's super quick and easy. You'll take your tippet, and I usually use about 5X tippet running down to my dropper, sometimes 6. You'll just make a loop, just like that, just regular loop. You'll take your hemostats, stick them through that loop, and give them a few turns, just like that. Then you'll grab that tag end from that loop and you'll actually pull it through. So what you're left with is just that little loop right there. See it? So then I'm going to wet this. You always want to moisten your knots because whenever you cinch it down, you can actually burn that fluorocarbon if you don't wet it first, and it'll cause a weak spot in your line and it'll break. You definitely don't want to do that, especially if you got a big fish on. So you'll take the hook of your dry fly and you'll just stick it through this loop, just like that, and you just cinch it down, pull it tight. Then you'll trim your tag end off. That's what you got. You got your nylon or monofilament line coming down to the eye of your dry fly. You've got your fluorocarbon tied to the bend of your hook. Dropper fly. I prefer a nymph with a tungsten bead on it. Sometimes if I'm fishing really shallow water, I don't mind to run a dropper fly that don't have a tungsten bead, because I don't need one to sink as fast. But a lot of times I like a tungsten beaded dropper. It just sinks down really fast. You just want to make sure that you use a dry fly that holds it up. And you'll attach your dropper using just, again, a regular cinch knot. Wet it, pull it tight. And there you go. Got your dry fly. And then hanging from the bend of the hook of that is about 2 foot of dropper material. And then you've got your nymph. Now, tying to the bend of your hook, I like to use barbless hooks. And some people say, oh, I don't like to tie to the bend of a barbless hook because your line can just slip off of your hook and then your entire dropper setup is gone. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying that I have never had that happen to me, and I've fished this setup just like this for years now. So you do what you feel is best. If you're not comfortable tying to the bend of a barbless hook, well then, you know, you can tie it to the eye of your dry fly or to a tag end on a triple surgeon's knot. But, you know, tying to the bend of a barbless hook has never failed me. So that's just how I do it. But I just wanted to go over this setup. We'll run through it again here real quick. So you've got your furled leader going down to a tippet ring, 6.5X tippet, run down to the eye of your dry fly, and then off the bend of your dry, I've got about 18 to 24 inches of 5X tippet with your tungsten weighted dropper. And this is the exact setup that I was using in my last video. I was just using different color. My dry and my dropper then had some yellow on them. These are purple. I'm going to try these on my next video probably. So stick around. I'll try to get another video out here soon. Hopefully have some fish on it. Thanks.